Thank you everyone for joining today. This is the second of our bite size in the series looking at inclusive tourism development. I'm going to take you through in the next 10 to 15 minutes our 4-step business improvement process that we've developed in conjunction with 2 experts in inclusive and accessibility. All the information is on our Business Support Hub, so I'm going to be highlighting some of the tools and information that we have on the Hub for you today. So first of all, the process we have given a name, so it's nice and easy to remember. We've called it the RIPE process, and the acronym stands for Review, Improve, Plan and Evaluate. It's a 4-step plan to change to help businesses improve in this area. It's simple, low cost, but high impact, and it'll help you to improve your accessibility and inclusion. Couple of questions that might be at the top of your head right now. How much is this going to cost? Well, not as much as you think. There are many suggestions that will cost you nothing or very little to improve your business overall for all your customers. Do you need to be an expert? Absolutely not. All the information resources are provided on our Business Support Hub. That's what we've been trying to do for you to help you progress in this area. And do your staff team have a role in this process? Absolutely yes. Whatever size of business, whether you're a sole trader, whether you're a bigger business, all your staff can play a vital role, and it's important to inform your staff and volunteers about the work and include them in this process. So first of all, just want to run through the 4 steps in this process before I take you through some of the sections that you'll find on the Hub. We've got that review element. So the first thing that we're asking you to do is look at where you are now. So you consider things in 3 areas: your team, your customer service, your information, how you promote yourself, and ultimately your facilities and services and equipment that you offer. The next stage is all about improving that business offering, how you identify immediate improvements. Some of the suggestions that we'll make are in our checklist, which I'll talk to you in a minute about, but it's all about identifying those immediate improvements you can make, and I'm sure there'll be a few, if not many, and then identify who's going to be responsible, determine if you need any cost, and then it's really important to set up a time frame to complete the work. We know businesses are phenomenally busy and there's loads of things that come along without any sort of planning behind, and you have to act. But if we can have a time frame, it's useful to prioritize some of that work to be done as quickly as you want it to be done. The third part of the process is all about, in doing your review and looking at the quick wins, you then will be identifying things that you might want to do that might take longer planning, more cost, more budget, I suppose, and more investment generally. And in doing that, you're setting up a plan for your longer term inclusive development. And you may want to look at others and look at how they have done things. So again, the Business Support has quite a number of case studies which really bring that to the forefront, and you can learn from those award-winning Thistle businesses as well as other businesses that have done some really interesting and really valuable, economically valuable work in this space. And then the 4th element is about evaluating your progress in this space. So monitoring against your overall objectives, your goals, your action plan that you've developed, getting that essential feedback from people that are using your service in your business, but not forgetting that your customers are your greatest allies and your greatest critics. They can be sometimes, but it's always critical comment, constructive criticism that they can give you, and that feedback from your staff is really, really important. If there's a reason to do this, I am just flagging up the facts and figures around this market and the market potential now and in the future. The value of accessible tourism is to Scotland is undeniable. It's 1.75 billion. The numbers speak for themselves. 25% of the UK population has some form of disability, and we have a 10 million kind of community of people in the UK that are over 65. And one thing to remember is that at least 80% of disabilities are estimated to be invisible. So you may currently have quite a number of customers who do have some form of disability, but you wouldn't know it, whether it be sight, hearing, etc. And maybe having adaptations for them would make their experience so much more enjoyable and mean that they don't have to take specific action to enjoy your business. So moving on to the steps and the information that we have published on the Hub. The first step is all about that review process, and it's really important for us to have given you sector-specific guidance with low cost, no cost suggestions, but then also looking at things that might need more cost. So there are checklists across 3 key themes of your business: customer service, information provision and marketing, and access facilities and equipment. There are 3 checklists which you can use to review your business against, make those decisions on what you want to do immediately and what you want to do in the more longer term, and then record them in some form of business plan or improvement plan on accessibility and inclusion. And we have templates that you could use, so you can request these as well, and you can keep a track of the actions when they're done and the timeframes, etc., and who's responsible for seeing those improvements through to completion. You can request these checklists from our business inquiries team, and on this page, which you will find in the Improving Your Business section of the Hub, you can click onto that and request that you're sent a checklist form. Next one, Improve Your Business. Again, we have information on this section which gives you low cost, medium cost improvements. It gives you an idea of how to, I guess, prioritize your improvements that you want to make that will have low effort but high impact, and you'll be able to walk through that checklist and really pick out the things that resonate with you and your business and your current customer base, and be foolproofing your business for the future. So that section is there, and there are some great tips and advice on there with links to other specific information on key partner websites as well. Third one, the plan. Obviously, you're taking the information from your review and your immediate improvement actions, and then looking at those longer term improvements. So it might be in step 2, we also give you links to training. So it might be that you've identified you're not given staff training for many, many years, and actually that's what you want to focus in on. And we have a free online training tool for you to use. So please do make use of that. And that might be your immediate thing. But actually what you want to do in the longer term is have some face-to-face training. And we have recommended welcoming all customers course on there with the costs and how you go about getting that done for your in-house team. And we've had excellent feedback from businesses that have gone through that training. Other things to consider, inclusive design. We have fact sheets for that. If you're planning a refurbishment, working in partnership with others, you might want to look at other businesses in your area and get together and campaign with your local council to maybe look at changes in public realm. Things like ramped access to a beach might be something you campaign for. Staff recruitment and retention, employing people with different abilities. Again, you can find some really useful information on Inclusion Scotland's Employer Hub, and we've given you a link to that. The benefits of working in an inclusive working environment. There's guidance on fair work practices as well. Finally, the evaluation element of the process is really important, that you monitor your progress against your action plan, both in the short, medium and longer term. And again, simple. We have given you some ideas of the feedback that you might get directly from customers. We've got some example questions on the page on the Hub, and we've also given you a link to some guidance on setting and reviewing your product standards. And finally, just to be sure that you're kept up to date with new content that we will be publishing on a regular basis on our hub, please do subscribe to our newsletter. It's very easy to do. The link is given there. Thank you for listening to this very short bite size about the 4-step process to improvement. Thank you for your time today.